Alrighty, I am in for the water signs. So I should do a little blurb here. I usually get started, but some of these readings may not resonate. Another thing is usually the design here is that people that are in my infinity room probably resonate the highest, and it goes down from there. If you subscribe, that helps. It brings that energy in, either on YouTube or on Facebook. So just to kind of highlight that. We're going to start with Pisces, Cancer, and then Scorpio in that order. So these are going to be spiritual readings and highly tuned soul. Here we go. First card. For the Pisces, we have the Princess of Cups. And here it talks about romantic, psychic, and imaginative energy. Yeah, very dreaminess I have here. Hold on here. The energy that I get from this would be like the page is very much in flow with that loving energy and wanting to take that forward. And these are not, okay, hold on. There we go. Yeah, very much wanting to take some purity. We're going outward for purity in love relationships, really what I get here. Next card is the Fortune card. Things are changing, right? If we've been in a mode where things are slow, not much going on, this cycle is going to shift into more activity and whatnot. And if we have love and good feelings in that way, kind of leading the show, that may be where things are changing. Okay, so fateful changes for the Pisces this week. Next card, Nine of Swords, great. It's about illusions and stress. Give me a minute here. Holy, I'm telling you this. Is that, just give me a minute. No, that's not even what's contributing here. It's my screen, which is sad. But anyway, illusions and stress. So again, I got a dreamy nature here, and the wheel of fortune is turning. So the energy in their field, okay, these Pisces field is changing, but there's some stress, and it may be about the changes coming, or it may be about the mode that we're in. Okay, so we're going to go one line deeper here into the wisdom cards, see what's going on. So on top of the romantic feelings card, we have denial. So that's interesting. There may be something in our mind that's going on that, because this is like, this guy's reaching out to pick the fruit, and the universe going like, we're not quite ready yet. Don't, just hold off. So there may be some romantic feelings we're either carrying or bringing forth that may be a little premature, meaning well, maybe either forcing things, or things are not quite ripe for where we want to go in our mind. I feel like we have a pattern in our mind where we want things to go, but we have to kind of be patient, right? Denial here is about, we have to be patient about some things here. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just realized that I got the wrong light on. Okay. Yeah, we have to be patient. The grapes are waiting to be plucked, and they're going, we're making wine here. We want to make wine, a nice sweet wine. So in order to do that, we have to make sure that everything is aged just properly. So the sense here, if we're looking in a romantic direction, is not to jump the gun or what have you in this direction. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Next card. On top of the wheel, again, things are shifting and changing for the Pisces this week. The fulfillment. Would you look at this? And I didn't look at this card. There's wine here. Fulfillment. on top of the wheel, right? Because that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for is we want those grapes and they look good, don't they? And we want to pick them and da da da. But they're not quite ready yet. So this may mean that the Pisces ain't quite ready. It could mean there's things within the relationship are not ready, or just our mental perception of what we want and the reality is not quite lining up. That's really what I get here. And fulfillment, we have the what is that fruit? Pomegranate, thank you. And that's all sectioned off, right? All those little sections, you break it and there's just little rooms inside that fruit, and they all need to be tended to, right? This is the sense I'm getting, is we got to make a well-rounded decision, or maybe put more effort in, or there's things here that need to be compartmentalized and all dealt with in order to, have the full ripe fruit. This is what I'm getting. So there's something here that's going to add to fulfillment that I feel isn't quite ready yet in whatever way, right? I'm getting highly, this is in regards to a relationship of some sort. Now, on top of the illusion and stress that we have deceit. Now this is interesting because this throws monkey wrenches all over the place. We're looking for fulfillment. What we may have in front of us is a little bit of deceit. But the thing is here is that we have the denial card. So the deceit lies within us. It's like we want something and the reality, I don't know, let me just talk this out. The reality may not add up to what we want in our line of sight here, or what we're dreaming about doesn't add up with reality. And we need to come to terms with that. Pisces are great for having grandiose dreams, right? And then in reality, like they could be living with, how do I say, they could be living with kind of a loser, but in their mind they could have great dreams of, this is great and wonderful, but they'll deceive themselves to put that person in a higher place than they truly deserve. So be aware of this kind of ideal. I feel like this is what's going on. We may have someone either needs to earn our dream time. How do I explain this? They need to earn either our respect or whatever up to where we think they are. Our mind is a perception of what this person can give us. We need to get grounded. We're kind of lying that this person can give us that when we're seeing signs that they aren't, is really what I'm getting. Or they have to grow into that, right? They have to prove that to us and grow into this, is the sense I'm getting. So there may be a sense of denial here of wanting something or some perception of someone outside of us, is really what I'm getting. That we have a higher expectation that hasn't been filled yet or met yet. So we have to be patient with the process here, because again, the deceit is not in the other person. It is in our own mind, with our perception of our dream time of what we want from this person and the reality of what this person is giving us. There, I'm going to leave it at that. It's hard to explain what you get as an emotional feeling when you don't have a lot of words to choose here that are accurate. But nonetheless, so the denial, right? We have romantic feelings, but we may be in denial of the reality, the true reality, right? The basis here of what we're dealing with. So on top of that, we get 14, the fox, which is about sneaky behavior. Now look at him looking off in that direction. It's like we're focusing on something and not paying attention to what we could bump into, right? Because this guy's going to bump into something over here. What's he going to bump into? Luck, first of all. On the fulfillment, we have luck. Okay, so we may have had sorry about my nails. They're bad. We may have had a situation here where, I forgot to turn my other mic on. Sorry. We're looking for fulfillment, and we may have come across something here that is in this way, okay? But we got to watch for things we're not watching for, meaning there's things we're not focusing on over here that are kind of slipping under the carpet. And I feel like this is detrimental to going forward into what we want. And this is part of the deceit. It's kind of going on in the background and we're not taking note, like not being consciously aware of this. And it could trip us up in the future. Now, deceit, what do we get on top of that? Nice loyalty card. Well, it's not good to have on the deceit, but nonetheless, again, I was getting a high sense this is our self-deceit of between reality and dream time. We are looking for loyalty and we may have struck luck here. Now, when this card is here, it always talks about trickster behavior, but I feel this is within the Pisces. They're kind of got a lucky strike that has maybe come to them, crossed their path, an opportunity here to go in a good direction. Our luck has changed, okay? And there's loyalty that is attached to that. But again, I feel this is like self-sabotaging behaviors, really what I get from this, okay? So we're going to move into the spiritual cards. Oh, I forgot to. Man, I'm so organized today. I'll have to shuffle the last. I got a fortune card at the end and I forgot to put it on the pile. So on top of this 14, no editing here. On top of this, we got an energy of not, and the sense that I'm getting, instead of tricking ourselves, we're literally overlooking things that could help us in our perceptions forward. This is what's going on. On top of that, we get the 6 of fire, okay? Now, this is about struggles and arguments and fights and whatnot, okay? So like a duel between two people here. But the sense is that we're, just give me a minute. You know what? I'm going to read. The sense that I'm getting here is like we got someone on the outside trying to figure where things go, how things go. And two people that are kind of calling a truce is what I get very highly. So, yeah, I'm going to read from the book. Just give me a minute here. Glasses, where are they? And they're all dirty. I gotta get these readings out, so I was trying to do them as quick as I can, and world goes on around, right? Yeah, they're foggy as F. Okay. 6. I'm trying to swear less. Fire, that's what it is. 245. Okay, so this is about healing, meditation, negotiation, arbitration, truth, boundaries, support, and diplomacy. Communication and diplomacy are required. Represents a time of healing through meditation, There are times in our lives when we may find ourselves caught up in a dispute or conflict about boundaries that have been crossed, or our feelings hurt or ego bruised. If lines of communication remain open, both parties are willing. The conflict can be resolved. However, there are often times when both parties find themselves unable to find or maintain a middle ground, and if they must continue to work or play a part in each other's lives, a mediator is required to negotiate or arbitrate a truce. So we may find ourselves in a situation like this, is what they're telling me. Okay, so we may have a situation where we are in and amongst boundaries being overrun, okay, and needing someone, a third party, to step in, because I'm not making progress here at all between these two parties. Alrighty, next card. On top of the luck, right? And this is about what we want, is we're trying to get to our fulfillment. And there's some luck and stuff, lucky situations, lucky happenings that may be coming forth here to bear. We get the King of Air on top of that, and I'm going to read him too as well. And that's about intellectual processes. People who are in this mode, logic and whatnot leads the way. The King of Air can be quite blunt and crude and whatnot. This might be an area, an energy that you're carrying or an energy you're dealing with. I feel like it might be, and having to do with these boundary making things, might be an area that you're in, meaning you're putting up boundaries and you're being quite blunt in having them be respected, if I can say it that way. So give me a moment here. King of Air. $229. So discipline, ethics, commanding, expert, forceful, precise, rule-oriented, and respectful. A time for ethical behavior. There is no room for compromise. Seek the advice of an expert. Respect the rules or laws. Why are you pushing boundaries? Keep your judgment free of emotional impediments and don't be drawn into arguments. Don't reject unsolicited advice. So he is a fair leader and he is stern and commanding presence. He can be imposing and somewhat intimidating. That is the energy I feel quite highly as well, intimidating, due to his formal manner. But his stern countenance is tempered by compassion born of a spiritual belief. So though we're coming off harsh and edgy and whatnot, it is from a moral standpoint that we speak. So we're just being very harsh and very crude, but it comes from the best of places, especially being the king, right? So he can be imposing and intimidating. So he is stern and his countenance is tempered by a compassion born of a spiritual belief. He is an educated man with vast knowledge, and he is also a wise man who has learned from every life experience. And when he speaks, everybody listens. He's also disciplined and at times can be uncompromising and rigid. And as he has a very fixed belief system, he cannot be corrupted or easily swayed. I feel like somebody here has just said this is the end of the line here. I cannot go any further. Why? It compromises my morality. So that is really what's going on here. Either someone's pushing you past a boundary to compromise that or pulling you into situations that incorporate this. So he is fair judge, but final and delivered in accordance to the law without emotional impediment. So we do not have a lot of emotions here. We're standing up for our ethics or our morals, and that is it. When he appears in a reading, it may represent a need to seek legal counsel or financial advice from a point of law or money matter that you need to have clarified by someone who's emotionally invested in achieving a particular outcome. If not a matter of law or financial matter, it may be something to do with rules, regulations that has you concerned, some sort of infringement on your personal rights. Seek out someone with expertise in the area of concern. You need to know where you stand. So he's a no-nonsense person coming in and taking boundary. Simple as that. So this is the energy of the Pisces. Again, somebody in your midst has done this to you or you have done this to someone else. Now, on top of this, loyalty should be important. We have the Two of Earth, and I'm just in a reading mode, so I'm going to continue. This is very clearing energy I get here, like freeing and whatnot. Like this is a no shit. Like now that we've put, because we got a lot of fire here and a lot of anger and bitterness, resentment is what I get from all of this stuff, and it may be people tromping over boundaries. We put our foot down and now we're free to look at things in a more clear, precise way, right? Because this is all just free earth connection energy. It's uncluttered. So let me read that. Two of Earth. So this speaks to equilibriums, flexibility, adaptability, balance, harmony, compromise, confidence, also procrastination and freedom. Balancing work and play, responsibility and personal needs, be open to compromise, and be confident but grounded. So the meaning, the importance of balancing work, home, family, play, whilst remaining flexible and adaptable in meeting one's commitments and responsibilities. So this may be in the mix as well. We may have somebody kind of tromping over boundaries, creating an imbalance in our work, play, home equilibrium there. So filled with a sense of purpose, you have goals and dreams, nurture them. Be willing to do what is needed in order to make them manifest, but do so with mindfulness and awareness that all you do has an impact on those around you. So I feel like that's trying to temper out this energy here that can come in quite strong and quite severe, trying to balance that out with, you know, even though we got to lay these boundaries, we got to have compromise and adaptability and whatnot. So self-belief is a key to maintaining a healthy equilibrium. If you believe that you can achieve your goals and meet your responsibilities at the same time, then there's a good chance that you can, but ground your self-confidence in reality. And I feel like that's what's going on. Where's the card? Oh yeah. With this, I feel like we may have some ideals that are a little out. That's what happens with the denial, is that we have to be on all pages. We have to be in reality with this and how we deal with the facts, right? Facts, Jack. That's it. Just the facts. Ground yourself in self-confidence in reality, realizing that you are not superhuman or perfect, but there is a limit to what you can do and achieve without burning the candle at both ends. Be aware and respectful of your physical, mental, and emotional needs. Forgive your limitations, ask for help, share responsibilities if you need to, and before you start to drop things, because before you start to drop things, before you're mentally, physically, or emotionally worn. Yeah, and I think that's what really brought about this whole conundrum here with the energy of, I don't know if it was an outright fight, but an agree to disagree kind of thing, that we're not making headway here. And it's almost like we're waiting for someone to come forward. Sorry, I dropped a card. And I lost it. Waiting for someone to come forward here to solve things, but nonetheless needing to be open and whatnot for what's coming forth. Okay, so now as we go to clarify one more here on top of that truce card, going into what's this, that conscious spirit energy, we get gratitude, which is number 4, and it talks, I am grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each brings. And I feel like this is amongst a lesson that we're needing to learn here about how we deal with people in and amongst our groupings, right? We've got people that we're dealing with, that we're putting limitations to and having to stand ground for that. We need to be grateful for this opportunity. Sometimes these lessons, they just do not feel like we want to be grateful, right? Because they're very cumbersome and whatnot, very chaotic as well. So this is a need for you to be grateful for that lesson coming in, because it's going to evolve you forward. King of Air, that's that putting the foot down, like I am not going to put up with this no more. Boundaries and whatnot. On top of that, we get Spirit Awakens, and this is interesting because it really is, and it may be kind of a predominant place for the Pisces where they've never been before, where they've never put their foot down like they're going to put it down today, right? Or this week or whatever. It says, I embrace my soul purpose and align all aspects of my life to it fully. Yeah, there's a lot of energy in this card here. Because look at the connection to the earth, right? And it seems like once we've made that stand, taken that stand. Again, may not have taken a stand like this in our whole lives. The air is free and clear. Now suddenly we're working with universal energies. We're in alignment. Even though it may not feel like lining things up for this person, I feel like they're very much in the flow of where they should be. Again, whoever we're standing against is really going to have a problem here. But I feel like the universal energy is really behind the Pisces going, no, we cannot back down here because we lose our power if we back down. So we need to move forward, push forward, keep going in the direction we're going. We're doing the right thing. We're going the right way. So on top of that 2 of Earth, we get release. Wow. My eyes are doing weird things today. I release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. So there's a sense here we need to release something in order to move truly and wholly forward. And look at all of the pictures really focusing on the higher realms coming down to meet us. It's just a thought process here in gratitude. We start the process by being thankful for what we have, or what, the situation we're in, as conflictive as it may be. I feel like somehow the conflict is over, like we've had our say and now the peace, but still our mind is getting into grips with the reality of the new energy. It's like starting to swirl. Then it's like we connect to our higher intuition and all of that coming forth to say, yeah, you know what? You are in the right. You shouldn't feel bad about taking a stand. We have a morality here we have to keep up with, and da 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 da. All of this background noise coming to the surface to bear, and basically saying, yes, take your stand. We've taken it. Now we need to stand up for it, and we need to keep going forward. Don't back off of this. And then the release card is basically going, we've got a situation here. We need to let go. We need to release it in faith that things will happen in the proper manner, this kind of thing. Interesting energy as we end the spiritual side here, and then I'm going to have to shuffle for my card. Gratitude. On top of the gratitude, again, sometimes it's hard when we're in conflictive or just passing conflictive energy. I feel like the Pisces knows, I feel like they know they've made the right decision in their heart, in their gut. But it's a hard decision. Like I said, it's not one that's been made in this particular frequency before. So there's probably about 10% doubt, but it's still there. It's still lingering. Okay. So on top of that, I get Honor Gaia, which is, having to do with the earth and all of its wonders, right? Let the earth feed you with energy. If so be it, peace, right? If it's peace, and let it come in. And I feel like this putting of the foot down, so to speak, is really gaining this Pisces peace for the first time, maybe inner peace that we've not felt before. So the universe kind of sitting there going, it's all in the flow. It's all in things that we have to rework, but we will do this as we go forward. Da, da, da. So the spirit is awakening, right? Notice that is the first card of the spiritual awakening deck. This is of conscious spirit, if you will, right? So it's the first time we are the first step of coming into consciousness that we're just not used to, on levels that we're not used to. Okay. So the beginning, looking, oh, there's something else here I could deal with. This is what's going on. On top of that, it's reveal your mask. Now this is interesting. Reveal. Yeah. Or reveal your truth. Sorry. I feel like one that has to do with mostly those outside of us. I feel like even though we are doing a little dance inside our head, we have a little dream we want to lay out, and the reality here is not quite what we want it to be. Therefore, the fate has changed because of that imbalance of what we want in our mind is not what we can put forward in reality. So this is kind of the unveiling, right? The revealing of truth. We cannot have this in this way. We need to let it go, da, da, da. So as we reveal the truth, I feel this gives us that opportunity to awaken to that truth and move forward again to, if you are in this release stage, to an easier way of coming to terms with releasing whatever it is finally. And it could be a relationship. It could be people, friends, situations, whatever it may be. It's coming to terms with the fact that it has to go. Cannot sit in our frequency no more. It is in conflict highly is what I get. So 28, the release card on top of that, we get challenge your perception. So yeah, that may not be where we're thinking at the beginning of the week or how we have thought. Okay, interesting to me, all these angels flying by, right? Your perception, a lot of angelic energy here to get us forward to where we should be, because where we've been has not been working for us. So this is a huge shift that needs to happen here. Okay, so give me a moment. I forgot to shuffle. I pre-shuffle everything, but I forgot to shuffle the cards for I'm going to do for Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Cancer and Scorpio in that order. So I'm going to shuffle them for all here. Just give me a moment. Yeah, I feel that mask is highly just telling your truth, what's sitting inside. And we have taken the first step to doing that. And we have to just continue to stay in that truth and not try to mask anything from here. I feel like Pisces pretty much trying to do that. But I feel like they want to warn you not to, in the future, let any lies or deceit come in between. Just stick to your truth and your morality and you'll go far. Like, that's kind of the rule of the universe here. And being out in nature will help you clear your mind as well, right, from all of this clutter. And it'll help you think straight to get out in nature and feel that the dissonance is high here, right? Because of this. I feel like there was a crux point, and because of this. So for those that are kind of in bitterness or resentment or confusion even, going out in nature will help rid them of that. Okay. So this is for Pisces, this is for Cancer, that's for Scorpio. Okay, Pisces, we have the coffin. Yeah, it's clear that natural endings are bound. Take care with your health. So keep your health in account, like highly here. And the coffin is about endings. It's kind of like the death card, right, in the tarot. And it talks about transitions that are needing to be made, yada, yada. So the wheel of fate is turned here. And there's some lucky changes coming about. But in the meantime, there's some chaotic mess that may need to go in the background as well. Sorry, my nails are nasty. So this is about that. Okay, so that is the Pisces reading. Wowzers. Okay, so that's that. Cancer is next. Okay, first card for Cancer, 3350, which is going to be different, I think. But anyway, first card is lust. So here we go. Lust away. Give me a minute. My chair. Man, I'm telling you. My chair is leaning too much forward. Oh, well. Screw it. Okay. Give me a moment. I'm just throwing. It may be... we may be in a weird energy here. Cancer, what are you up to? Interesting. I didn't know there was an infinity symbol. There's an infinity symbol there at her leg. Or in the middle of the... Can you see it? Yeah. There's a line of sky. I couldn't... Never seen that before. Made me aware of that. So there may be something that is... We're looping here through in a lust kind of way. There's something cycling. Okay, is what I get. It's continuing, continuing, continuing. Next card. Princess of Wands, good news and be bold. So the news is good. We may have some news about lust, about maybe somebody we're lusting after if we're in the single vein. Or if we are liking someone outside of us or admiring, that we should go forward and let this be known. They're showing me that rose there that she's holding. It's like, give that rose to those who you feel deserve it. Da da da. Yeah. That's interesting because the tail of that thing is a snake. Man, there's a lot of details I didn't know about this. I just don't take note. Yeah. But if we're feeling lustful, and I'm getting highly for the singles or dating or whatever, if we're feeling lustful or charged, I put it that way, by someone outside of us, that will just go forward, be bold and make these moves, get out there and be seen, that kind of thing. Next card is the Knight of Wands. Now, look at this now. This is the princess. Okay, she's going out in that direction of lust. And then the dude, he's coming in, chasing after her. So there's a sense here. Oh, man, I wish this wouldn't glare so bad. I feel like the Cancer is chasing after lust here. Highly, again, singles, masculine, feminine, whatever. They're highly charged in the direction of looking for lust. There's something to fulfill that in them. They want something with passion and great excitement, right? Heavily, like a fire. It's interesting that they're telling this one here, there's good news coming in a certain direction, but there's also someone that is following us quite actively. Yeah, someone that may come forward, and it may not be who we have our eye on. There may be someone coming forward to propose something to you in that way. I'm getting more like an invitation for excitement, but it may not be what is expected of the Cancer, meaning the Cancer is looking at somebody. They may have a crush on someone here, or someone they're looking to that they want to share emotions with in a lustful kind of way. I feel like this is what drives them highly, is this lust card. Highly driven, okay? And this is what they're going after. But there's someone coming after them that's not quite noticed yet, okay? And I mean, the Knight of Wands, he's pretty speedy, but he kind of comes and goes. He is looking for adventure. Usually love can be part of that. He just doesn't stick around too long is the deal. Okay, so on top of this love card, we have the Grove, which is talking about healing, taking time to mend what is broken. Yeah, I'm going to look. There's a word. 21. Yeah, mending the heart and apologies. Yeah, that's the thing. So we may be thinking about someone we need to apologize to, or someone that needs to do this to us. We may be thinking about that scenario. There's some energy here that is tied up in that. Now, I don't know if that's the same direction that we want to go in a lustful kind of way or not. I'm not too sure. Now, as we move forward onto the good news and Spirit saying, go out, be bold, talk, make connections to those people that we are interested in and see what happens. On top of that, we have letting go, which is interesting because, yeah, there's a sense here of brokenheartedness or having to deal with healing from a past relationship maybe, or someone that has hurt us that we need to let go. We need to transform that energy into another not into another person, but we need to heal and transform energy so we can go in another direction. Okay, now this dude that's coming out of the bushes. Oh, wow, we have 23 listening. I gotta read. Where'd I put my glasses? Because there's a little phrase in here and it's like hard to see. it says darkness does not always equate to evil, sorry. Light does not always bring good. That is huge. So when this card comes, it's like we need to listen to something that's going on around us. We're not taking in certain things here. It's interesting that we got, if you look at the number sequence here, 21, 22, and 23. It's like we slowly need to creep out of the mode that we have been in. And we're like the sense is that we're going to do that, but it's, you know, just little increments here. So yeah, you're meant to listen what others are saying with their gestures rather than their words, right? So there's something here going on. We may be listening to words, but they're not adding up to the action. And it's interesting to me because the action dude is right behind there. So there may be someone coming forth, and it may be this dude, this Wands dude, coming forward quite actively, yapping certain things, and he may not have, you know, he may, what do you call that? Quack like a duck, but not walk like a duck, that kind of thing. This kind of stuff. So the beautiful girl with the skin color of dark honey, who has the gift of poetry, is able to weave tales of great detail and expression, yet without being obvious or straightforward. So reading between the lines, yeah, I got to remember that. Finding true meaning are what are required. Now listen and learn. What others don't say is just as important as what they do. Yeah, or if not more, right? So the sense here is, yeah, reading between the lines. We may have to read between the lines of this person coming in. I feel like this is attached to this energy highly because, you know, these are the use it and lose it buddies, you know, use it and lose it. They're gone. So he may be saying he's going to stay there for the long term, but he may be shifty in that kind of mode. That is one example there. Okay, as we move forward. Continuing. That's 3 cards. There's another card here. There was 1 card attached. This is interesting. I'm like, shouldn't have another one, but anyway, I'll read it. It's stuck to that card. 15. It's talking about fragments. So let's read here. Bonus card that just jumped in there. What is it? 15. That's going backwards, by the way, in numbers. So it says, sometimes it seems that life is split into so many parts, all of them separate and difficult to bring together. Family, friends, work, study, activities can all seem unrelated. My child, you are always whole, even if at times things feel separate and fragmented. That is the only illusion. So choosing this symbol reminds you that all the moving parts of your life are important. If your one you're asking about seems confusing, focus on one that brings you clarity. Be here now and know that you are loved and that you are seen as beautiful and whole, regardless of how disconnected things seem. Also, remember to take a step back when you're trying to understand something. You may be looking at only one piece of a giant puzzle, a fragment of the truth. So see the big picture through the eyes, no matter what, all is well. So there's a sense here of our energy being scattered in too many directions here, not being able to make headway, like forest for the trees, we can't see. So we're going to step back and do that. And again, there's a sense here of needing to let go, period. So stepping back is a part of that. So we may be too invested in something that we need to let go. And we may be, you know, people may be weaving little lies, little white lies, in order to get what they want from us. So we got to be aware of that at this time. Okay, as I move into the Lenormand to clarify on the Grove, again, the healing and trying to connect all our parts back together here. We have 35, which is the anchor, and that talks about stability, a need for this, a want for this, looking for this outside of ourselves, all of that. On top of letting go, we have 44. Well, this is interesting and confusing as F. Jeez. Because they just said about the fragment, sorry, they just said about the fragmenting that you need to back off. Now they're saying a need to look at things closer. Now they're going, there's a physical and a mental to this. So this would be the mentally, we need to look at this closer. Physically, we need to keep our distance. Okay, that's what they're telling me. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, listening, we got to read between the lines of things here. Is not being portrayed verbally or, you know, to us. Words and actions aren't making sense. We have 20, which is the garden, which talks about public things that are going on in the public, people being seen, going out, mingling amongst others. Hopefully we're getting out of this zone at this time, meaning when we get to be intermingling with the public. You know what I'm going to read? Do I have that book? I'm going to read from the book on this one because there's something else here that I don't normally take from it. They want to get from it. Because the garden is about being out and amongst with others in our groupings. And it's also about publicity, like people kind of noticing things outside. So being outside and people noticing. So there may be people outside of you noticing little details that we're not, is the sense I'm getting. Give me a minute here. But it talks to reunions or retreats, crowds and public events, social venues, meeting places, getting out and about, public, being social, promote yourself more. I think that's what it was, promoting yourself more, because there's a sense back here, if this is the right card, no, wrong card, that whatever it is we're lusting after, to go out and show it off, like, you know, show it off, be out there and let everybody, what is it? Be bold. Yeah. Let everybody see and notice. Go in public and ask for what you want. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean, but you know what I mean. People aren't daft. They know. So a sense of being in public, and this may be too where some of these things are not adding up. Oh, wrong card. Some of these things aren't adding up. We may have someone here that's treating us a certain way in public and treating us a certain way in private. We got to put the two and two together, this kind of stuff. Okay. I'm going to go to the spiritual. I'm going to take these down, go to the spiritual cards here. First card, death and rebirth. I swear I got this last time. Yeah. Death and rebirth. So again, an ending and a new beginning, and all this new energy that wants to come forth for the Cancers. I swear. Because we were talking about the little frog and how he was getting squished by all this new energy that wants to come. It was the same card. So we're still trying to crack on with this energy of newness that's coming forth, this death and rebirth. We're still trying to transition out of it. Okay, this is all good. It's only a week, so whatever. 5, 6. 6 of air. Okay, give me a moment here in my book. I'm going to read this one. $202. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so this is about solutions, comparison, compromise, open. I feel comparison is comparison's very high on the list here. We may have something that we've come from and we're making comparisons into where we want to go, or we may be comparing to, situations. Mindfulness, illumination, personal power. So a time of research and investigation. Look at and compare a range of options, weighing pros and cons, and be willing to compromise. Don't let rigidity hamper possible success. So the 6 of air represents a solution born of compromise that lies in between the black and white, either or choices that are so often seen as the only options available. And now is a good time to contemplate and compare a range of different options in order to discover the best solution for one and all. It's also a time for research and investigation as you consider the options, compare, take notes, weigh pros and cons for each. There might be a need for compromise to be made, as sometimes in order to achieve our goals and objectives, compromise is required. Now is not, that's a typo. Now is not the time to prevent an outcome by being inflexible and taking a rigid stance. So this also represents the singular moment of revelation and illumination when the mind opens and at once understands the extent of the power we have over our lives. Suddenly you see potential in everything. You see now how every experience and choice made by you and others has shaped you in your life and brought you to this moment. In turn, you understand how every choice you make in the present will do the same for the future. In the moment of recognition, the mind changes in an instant, so does life itself. Oh, wow. So the ability to be at a life-changing post here may not be fully aware of that, but it is coming down to bear itself is really what I'm getting. We're at a life change. We're at a precipice here, but we don't feel the power. But we may be realizing like this is accumulating. Okay. It's hard to express. The hero. Yeah, I feel that the Cancers need to be the hero of their own lives, right? Give me a moment here. You know, I go on to do the readings. Mind you, who do I talk to during the day? I don't talk that much. I go to open my mouth. It's like everything gets jumbled. The hero. Okay, where is he? Oh, he's fire. Okay, so 2 of fire. 236. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. Power, sharing, mentor, partners, equality, teamwork, mutual interest, ambition, and control. That's not the same card. Sorry, guys. It's the wrong bloody card. 236, that's not the right card. Oh, I did. Yeah, I looked it up wrong. 259. Holy. I'm not editing this. I don't care. I can't. Well, my editor, all of a sudden, it kicks out my videos. It won't log it in, so I can't edit no more. Whatever. There it is right there. Okay. Guardian, protector, savior, activist, honorable, integral, honest. Okay. Person of noble quality, ordinary people who do extraordinary acts, person who lies, cannot be trusted. Those are two opposites, really, but anyway. Put another's well-being before your own at this time. Accord others with respect and dignity. Avoid gossip. Opportunities for redemption. Give second chances. Altruism or wounded ego. So, someone we all admire for their noble qualities, their courage and willingness to champion the rescue, the weak and vulnerable. The hero would ride in and save the village. Now, it's interesting to me, is this where that dude came in, that Knight of Wands? This is the same energy here is what they're going back to here. In the past, the hero would ride in and save a village from thieves and villains, rescue damsels in distress and battle against injustice. And in the present, they are doctors who work and save lives in the lands ravaged by war and disease. And they are environmentalists who place themselves in harm's way in order to save the forest or oceans and the animals that dwell within. They are the soldiers, firemen, paramedics, and police, all of them. Ordinary people who serve, protect, and often put their own lives at risk in order to save the lives of others. So you may be a hero in your own right doing this. You may be a nurse, a doctor, whatever, at this time doing this, right? The hero could be the mother who jumps out of a burning building in order to save her child's life, the man who dives in front of a car in order to knock another person out of the way, or the man who risks drowning himself to rescue another from a rushing flood water. In modern times, a hero is a guardian, protector, savior, activist, environmentalist, and so much more. They serve without question, and they serve with little or no reward. That's in quotations. Little or no reward is being felt here. They serve simply because it is the right and honorable thing to do. They are ordinary people who perform extraordinary feats. So, in the past, the hero was often said to be fated to do a good deed. In the present, modern day heroes make the choice to serve. But there is also modern day chivalric code that can, if we all choose to live by it, make heroes of us, because we consciously choose to live by honor code in a time when honor is often lacking. And I feel like this is very true. I'm finding in my circles as well. I'm shocked the amount of people that do not have morality or decency at their forefront. Shocks me. But nonetheless, like coming from the highest good, it's really lacking. Yeah. So they are courteous, respectful, modern day heroes who live by the code, da 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 da. Men. So it just goes on and on about justice and heroes and commitment and honor and whatnot. So when the hero appears in your reading, you are being asked to embrace the code, to act selflessly for the better good, greater good. So it may be something that you are in conflict of, like having to sacrifice your morality for someone or something else. Don't do this, right? Because we lose our personal power. This is how we gain power, is to do and follow that path of truth and righteousness. Not in ego, but in just, I don't know how to explain that. But yeah, it's time to be the best person you can be, to resist pettiness and behavior that makes you less than you could be. We cannot all perform heroic feats, nor are we all meant to. However, we can choose to hold ourselves to a higher standard and treat all those we meet with dignity, kindness, and compassion, and boom, there it is. There's a sense of this. We may have people around us that we're trying to let go of, and this is, or this quality within ourselves to let go of this. Maybe that as well, okay? So on top of the death, the rebirth, the transition that needs to happen here, what do we get from Spirit? Third eye chakra. I see the wisdom to my higher self and apply this wisdom to my life. So yeah, there may be some third eye stuff coming in about this new process that we're having to come forward with. I feel that highly. Meaning you may be getting visual cues from Spirit to help you move forward, to prompt you, to inspire you, da da da. Now on this black and white card, we have nature spirits. I respect all of nature's elemental beings and help preserve life on Earth. Yeah, and I feel like that has an essence of going outward. We're not making headway here, and it's like we're sitting in between good and bad, walking that wire. What do we do? And they're saying going outward to others, and even nature, being out in nature, and enjoying all that it has for you. We may be, and I'm getting a sense of animals too, we may even be attracted to animals in a way. You know, I don't know, whatever makes you feel good. Like sometimes, you know, hugging a dog or a cat, or, you know, can help a person's soul beyond what you can put into words, right? So there's a sense here of acknowledging the earth, and nature will give you some inspiration and clear some of that maybe negativity away. I don't feel it's high. I just feel it's there. Like we can dip into it, but there's nothing to tip us over. And they're going out in the elements and being out with nature and all that it has to offer, including animals in this, will help bring us back to where we want to feel in our heart space. Now, on top of the hero, again, all that blah, blah, blah hero, we are, I don't mean to say me flippant, but it was really just repeating the hero. Like this is some kind of an energy field that we have to either look at logically, or create within ourselves, or accept within ourselves. There's a sense here that we may look to others to be heroes in our lives. If we do this, we tend to be sitting on the precipice all the time. What the hell happened? Holy. Sorry, everything just shut off. It was 101. Anyway, so there's hero energy. I'll just leave it at that. Crown chakra. I know I'm part of source and my life is guided by divine wisdom. So it's really what it is it's trying to come through for you, really. That's what's happening here. We're trying to get the universe trying to flip you over and tell you not to, to release those things that do not serve us in our highest good and morality and all of this. We know this. So we just have to stay on that path. We may be tempted away from things and they're going, no, stay true to what's in your heart. Now, on top of the third chakra, we get be vigilant. So the sense here is to look to those visions that we have in our head, those little pictures. Sometimes they come as just a flash of a picture, of a memory, of anything. Could be anything, like a little picture that comes in. Watch for those and analyze those. Where does this fit in? What would this be trying to tell me? What if I follow this train of thought? What does that bring me to? This kind of thing. Because there's some third eye action trying to open up. I feel like this could be for everybody, really. That's trying to open up doorways for you. And we need to kind of look at them and not just bat it away or disregard it altogether. We need to kind of look up there in our imagination and go, why did that picture come into my head? Right? Why did it come? And then see if you can't get a stream of thought going in that way. Because that's usually spirit trying to connect. Nature spirits, again, being out in nature and reviving the peace and the calm will help you get to these points where you can be more vigilant with your images in your mind, seek your destiny. And again, the eye sitting there, right? There's part of your destiny is wanting to come forth here. We may not be tapping in to it on a level that is appropriate, meaning we may be veering away from it instead of going into it. So we need to use all our psychic gifts to figure out what that is the universe trying to wrangle you back to where you belong. Crown chakra, that's that connection to spirit, period. We need to look to there more than we're looking in, even in our reality. Again, reality. And it says, nurture all that you love. Again, in the beginning, we started with an energy of going out and lust and love and looking for those things. So, there's a sense here too with the morality hanging in the background. We may be looking for lust, but we may need to look and nurture what we love, right? So again, the sense here though was that no matter where we go out, we're going to get results. We're going to figure it out. So nurture all that you love, I feel, is just focusing on those things that you love and that love you back, right? And they're showing me this, like this tree. It's a tree, hey, that's burning under this dragon. It's like the growth and the roots. So we're looking for something with strong roots. And I feel like if we're to use our logical mind, we're not going to get there. But if we use our intuition, they're going to take us right to where we need to be, is the sense I'm getting. And it has to do with what we love. So maybe about seeking a partner, maybe about seeking our true purpose within a partnership or within a job or within it. Something that we love, we want to expand on that. So the fortune card for Cancers. Dragonfly, have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. Boom. So yeah, there's a lot of, look at this, look at this. The red and the white. The red could be the dark side and the white could be the good side, and it's fighting. We're fighting. Where do we stand here? Are we going to go to, and they're going old ways of not moral fiber, high moral fiber, or are we going to go back? Because I have a sense that we may have some Cancers here dipping into sides of things that weren't on the moral fiber way. If I can put it that way. And now they're going to be, they're questioning this. Should I go backwards or should I go forwards? And they're going, we know what is right. So we just need to stay on that side of the fence. And again, There's great joy and confidence in this time, and there's renewal needing to happen. So connect to spirit and you'll go in the right way. So that is Cancer's reading for the week. Whew. There's a lot of stuff there I can't even put into words, so it's hard to, like that hero card was wrapped up in so much energy, it's hard to even speak of it. But nonetheless, I think the overall view got through. Okay, so Scorpio, last but not least for the water. Eight of Swords, scattered energy. So we are not in the greatest of atmospheres. Scattered energy abound here. Everything's being cut and jumbled and not making sense is what I'm getting. Confused. We got some Scorpios in confusion, absolutely. Next card, Ace of Pentacles. Planting physical seeds. So we may be confused about something we want to go forward with in the here and now, in the physical plane, right? Give me a minute here. I don't know if these two are connected. Because I feel like this has to do with work, because it's Pentacle. But I feel like we're planting some seeds, but we're confused about something else at the same time. But these are two different directions they're going. No wonder it's scattered. Next card is a Princess of Swords, ready to fight. Yeah. We're trying to put down roots here with something, but it's very hard. You can't do it. It's like we're trying to start something and we're trying to fight for it, but we have scattered beliefs within it. Okay, let's go deeper here, hopefully solve some stuff. So on top of the scattering of energy, we get loyalty. Where are our loyalties when it comes to this direction, okay? So 33, God, sorry about the, I'm going to, it doesn't work. Anyway, I'm just wondering if it's, yeah, it is that bloody thing. Okay, that doesn't really help. Where am I with this? 33 is highly spiritual. Feel like we're being guided, though we may not be listening. That's why we got conflict. This is what I'm getting. So loyalty, 33. Yeah, we're not following our instinct here. This is why we're coming across so much confusing energy within ourselves and outside here. So it says for this card here, it says, this is a symbol of loyalty, and this means you are being called to stand up for who and what you believe in. Do you know the story of the beautiful red vampire who saw the good in another and remained steadfast in her love against all odds? Loyalty is tested at times, and you may be asked to assess whether others deserve your loyalty. Sometimes you find yourself in a position where it's difficult to speak up for another person or cause, or even for yourself. Now is the time to be faithful, to be faithful to your best qualities and to leave the rest behind. There's a true test of character. I know you will choose rightly, stand up for what you believe, and be loyal only to what is true and what is good. And this is where the energy is scattered, because the sense is we don't know what's true and good, so we can't stand up for it. Okay, so planting seeds. Now this is where most of the energy the Scorpio is putting in this area is going. So what do we get there? Choices. Yeah, there's obvious choice here. 46 again, black and white, right? These waters are kind of sitting on precipices of going left or right here. I'm going to read this again here. Yeah. Very confused about where we are, not knowing the right direction to take, and not only that, not knowing where loyalty lies is the sense I get. It says every choice you make has a consequence. Even your thoughts are like magnets, drawing experiences to you for the good or for the bad. So do you know the story of the winged immortal in the House of Night? Had to choose between dark and light. Do you know what he chose? Right now you are faced with such a choice. All you need to do is ask, is this for the highest good? And the choice you will make will be an important step in your life lessons. Remember that even not deciding is a choice. What will it be? Choose either card to show you that what your choice will bring you. And what do you know? We have one more card looming here. So, but it's interesting to me that he's looking at the loyalties here. He's looking at who he's to be loyal to, and that's what he's going to make up his mind on. Now, as we go forward here on top of the ready to fight, I feel like that may be ready to fight just out of sheer confusion, not for the right direction necessarily. But nonetheless, what's the card? Priestess of Fire. Yeah, that's just taking action here. Okay, I'll read her, see what happens. She's full of energy, that one. And she talks about creativity and passion. So whenever she arrives, she reminds you of your ability to create your own reality and choose how you channel your energy. So there is a sense here of just needing to choose. And if we are confused, man, if you're restless, call upon the High Priestess of Fire for inspiration and joy. She will release you from the trap of boredom. Fire brings warmth and light, but it also burns when allowed to get out of control. Spend your energy creatively, not impulsively, and guard yourself against burning out. Use your fire wisely and let your light shine brightly. I feel like inspiration and joy are the key words here as to how to make our decision. What inspires us, what creates joy within us, go in that direction. If it's not where you're at, then you need to go, towards that. Again, keeping loyalty in mind here is highly. This is not going to be an easy decision for the Scorpio because it really sits highly on the lesson, right? This Princess of Fire or Priestess of Fire, she brings in a hard lesson. And the sense here is that we need to make sure that we take every, even though we are scattered, we take everything into account and think of the consequences and be able to accept the consequences on the other end. I think that will help you make your decisions more clearly. It's if we go on the impulsive end and do this out of passion, either in a negative way, we will come to regret. So we need to look at the consequences, basically. I think will clear things up down the road. What's going to happen after? If I make this decision, what will be the result? If I make this, just that thought process is what they're showing me can help us make the decision, because we're really not thinking in a long-term manner is what I'm getting. We're just kind of thinking in the moment, and we need to think more long-term about loyalties and all of that. And the choice will become more clear if we do that. Okay. On top of the loyalty here, we have 34, which is the fish. Now that's interesting. What do we have behind there? That was, the scattered energy. So we have scattered energy, and it may be involving money. And when it comes to relationships, money is probably the number one troublemaker here. So the fish is about how we earn our money, how money that comes in, whatnot, how we deal with our money in situations. And are we letting money show us the way? Like, are we being in a position where we're letting finances lead? Like, are we loyal to finances, right? Over and above everything else, okay? Now, on top of the choices that need to be made, well, we have 25, the ring. That is about unification here, either in a business sense or partnerships. So it can be about engagements, marriages, wanting to unite in these kind of ways, mergers with people. I mean, we got finances right next. So this is highly connected to why we are going in the way that we're going. We want to make mergers. It could be in a business way. We could be making a merger here and joining with someone else to accumulate finances, to make our finances higher, better, stronger, this kind of thing. Now on the High Priestess of Fire, which sits with the decision, we have the 6, which is not good, which is the storm cloud. So we come in here confused, we're leaving confused, and in the middle we're trying to make a merger with someone who has some financial standing here or can help us in a financial kind of way, but we're still confused about where we need to go and what we need to do, which is interesting because we're making decisions like this. We should have this, should be clear. So I don't know what's going on there. That kind of doesn't sit well with me here. Because we got a merger that wants to happen. Why? Because money. But we're confused. We're confused if it's a good decision, but because it involves money, we're going to make it anyway. This is what I'm getting. So it's conflicting energy. Okay, so as we move on to the spiritual side, the first card, again, Scorpio's 5. Yeah, 5 of Cups is a disappointment. 5 of Water. Again, this is kind of like the energies are coming at you to say, you know, are you doing okay here? We got to fix things and da-da-da. We are in a blue mode, but the world is in color. So we need to kind of adapt, kind of get through those emotional things. But we may be feeling disappointed at this time by something or someone. Next card is 3 of Air. They're giving me a sense here to read, just like this dude's reading. I'm going to read. 3 of Air. Okay. So this is about education, talent, study, willingness, guides, teachers, comprehension, communication, perception, expanding the mind. Experience offers a lesson. And I do feel like we're at a point here where we can make a lesson in a good way or in a bad way. It's just that choice and how we make it. Education serves to help an individual develop an understanding of life and to comprehend it. And I do feel like the Scorpio is sitting in an energy where they're not understanding a lot here. Reason, like very cloudy energy, not knowing what's going on. Where to go, how, like none of it. So helping maintain a sense of freedom and purpose to determine whether a situation is right or wrong for us provides us with other options. It also helps us to see that there can be a long-term ramifications, rewards, and consequences to our actions. And I feel like this is what the Scorpio is doing here. They're making a decision that's going to have long-term ramifications, but they're thinking short-term or they're thinking very in the moment. And they need to think long-term. This is what they're trying to get over. So we learn our history, we learn our possible future, and we learn about the nature of the world. We learn about ourselves as a race, and we learn about the universe in which we dwell. The knowledge we receive by an education empowers us, and the more we know, the more we can accomplish. Education helps use our minds in our own sense or for our benefit. See, that's the thing here. I feel like they may need to educate themselves more in the area that they're looking. And if we're talking business partnerships, that may be something here. We may have to look at what kind of, look at the background of what we're trying to connect to here, because we may not have all the facts is the sense I'm getting. The more you educate, the more you know and understand, and it's easier to become, it becomes easier to step outside of yourself and see the world and your experiences for what they truly are. And in doing so, it becomes easier to find your place, purpose, and direction to fulfill your goals and to lead a productive life. The 3 of Air will appear in your cards when there's a need to expand your mind by educating yourself in order to improve and grow. And that's the sense. Boom, that's it. Educate yourself in order to improve and grow. And if you're going to merge with someone in a business way, there's more that needs to be looked at here in order that we don't make the wrong decision, right? Because this is sitting highly with me, this merger that we're doing for finances. We have to look, make sure that it's worth the investment, okay? Next card. 7, the Sage. I'm going to read from him too here in a minute. Can't read in the dark. Communication, knowledge, information, tradition, advice can also be manipulation. Because the more we know, the more we want to control what we know and how we go outward with it. So be careful of that energy either coming at you or going away. The storyteller, communicate your thoughts and feelings, know your audience, devote time and research and investigation, learn the tradition and custom of others, know your ancestors and heritage. Advice both given and received. So I'm going to cut to the chase here. Basically, this talks about elders and the wisdom, right, that they carry and they can bring forth. So there may be someone like this in your midst for the Scorpio, coming forward, giving advice and then backing off. I feel a very light. It's not like you should do this. It's more like a conversation and the answer's in the wave of the conversation. And that Scorpio has the opportunity to take it or leave it, kind of thing. And this is what I'm getting is we may have already had someone give us that advice already and we kind of need to heed it. It says, know the language of your elders, know their history and cultures. It's where you came from. It's just as important to celebrate the culture of people within your country and community, knowing about their culture. If it is different to your own, create understanding in this. In turn, also fosters connection. Taking the time to know and understand another person's tradition or language or way of life is a mark of respect and one that will often inspire respect in return. It is a way of building a bridge that brings different cultures together. So there's a sense here, and again, I'm going back to the business. Maybe we don't understand completely, fully the traditional ways that we want to connect, this kind of thing. So background work is what I'm getting on that. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. So understanding someone else's position and why they're there will give you a better opportunity for respect from that person. So whether it's a business opportunity or even a merger in the way of marriage, or, you know, or knowing about their family and their heritage will help gain some respect on your part, knowing about this. Okay, on the 5, which is talking about the disappointment and whatnot, it says here, a nurturing heart or a mother. I'm protective spirit and I reach out to all with life and love and compassion. There's an interesting sense here, like of sadness. And then we have, again, sadness. So there may be something about mother energy, mothering energy that needs to be healed within you, something to do with healing within the mother. We may have a situation here where we need healing from this, period. That's what I'm getting. Now, on top of the knowledge, and again, taking in knowledge, we have Archangel Michael. It says, I'm grateful for the strength and courage that Michael brings to my life. So there's a strength needed to go after the information that you want to help you move forward. We may have a situation here where we want to take a step forward in a certain direction. We may not have gained all the knowledge as of yet to do that, but it will take courage to do that. And I guess Michael's there to help you while you do. Now the Sage, again, that's like a wise advice that's kind of lightly dashed into your field here. We have the Healer. It says, I'm loving and compassionate and able to bring healing to others. I feel like this may have, they may be a healing spirit in your midst somehow that has given you answers and whatnot, in order to help you heal in this kind of way. There's obvious that there's healing energy that needs to be processed, really, is what I get overall here. I mean, absolutely. Some feminine energy that needs to be worked through here in a healing kind of way. So, yeah. And noticing that part of yourself so that you can go outward towards others. You know, I feel like there's a sense for the Scorpio of needing to kind of heal their inner child, and in and amongst that, also go outward in this energy that they have for themselves, go outward in that to others. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so on top of that, one more level, last level, nurturing heart, also talking of a mother and healing energy within that. Again, we got embrace the feminine. There's a lot of feminine energy here that needs to be focused on, looked at, analyzed, data brought forth with. There's something to do with the feminine here. We're highly needing guidance in this way. Okay. So if we don't have a feminine in our midst that we're connecting to, there's a problem. This is the problem. We need to heal so we can reconnect in that way and gain that back, or compromise in some kind of way. There's healing needed there. Now on Michael, the power, where does it sit? Yeah, know your fears. You're being held back by your fears. Your fears are controlling you and pushing you in directions that may not be for the highest good. Okay. So knowing your fears and being able to have courage to conquer them will be highly great and wonderful at this time. The healer, on top of that, we get let go of the old. Yeah. So there's a sense here of needing to let go of an old way of dealing with things. Old situation, old job, old relationship, whatever. There's things here that need to be let go in order to heal properly. You may be hanging on to something. I don't get so much a sense of that, of really hanging on to something, as much as being confused about how to deal with something, right? There's a lot of confusion here and upset. We may be highly defensive toward people, things, situations that we just need some healing and inner perspective on in order to gain power over. If we do not go there, we will fight for no reason, this kind of thing. We will come out in that kind of a mode. Where do our loyalties sit? We're afraid to make that decision, and I feel like we need to understand why that is, but it has to do with something feminine here. Needing to touch base with feminine energy in some kind of way to heal, and that will, also open things up to a higher degree. So that is the Scorpio reading. Now, the fortune card for the week, world, be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. I feel like the world wants to open up to you, to these Scorpios, and wants to come forth to be seen, but there's a lot of jumbled energy, right? The cloudiness, the Scorpio's not quite seeing straight, not getting enough guidance, not seeking enough guidance, right? Maybe an ego issue here coming to bear, that they have to really deal with things in a different way. Because this is my ego card here, let go of the old. It's an ego card, and it's a and look how the plumes are changing. The feathers are changing color, going from bright and bold and out there to more not all one tone, but different tones of. So to me, that talks about the aggressiveness and the edginess of the ego that can get you into trouble, and then softening it. We still have our ego, but it's not as bright and bold and out there, man, and it's softer and pliable. And then if we do that, the world will be our oyster, and it wants to show itself. And when we temper those areas, So that is for Scorpio. That is for the water sign. So if you are not attached to my Facebook page, I don't know why I'm still routing people over there. I'm hoping that I'll be able to film live there better, but the lives are getting worse. The videos are really bad and jumbled. I think I took a video from there and put it on my YouTube. It's just awful. The quality is crap and everything's whatever. So anyway, take note of that. So anyway, I do the peek into the week in the Facebook page, and the horoscopes out here. I'm trying different ways of downloading the videos that don't gobble up a lot of my time. So anyway, take care, have fun, be kind. If you want to check me out, I'm on Facebook, Infinity Readings and Reviews. Go there. Have a good day, good week. Like, subscribe. It helps. Take care, have fun, be kind.